Okay, so we're here at Three Rooker Island. What we're going to do, we're going to go through the whole process here of setting your stern anchor up. So right now I got nothing out, so we're going to want to go to the back of the boat and prep our stern anchor. So this 34 Edgewater has a nice little feature here in the back where we have our own isolated stern anchor area. So we'll grab this out here. Pretty simple, just your regular Fortress anchor. You don't need a whole lot for a stern anchor at the island. You don't want the anchor to be too small, and you do want a little bit of chain, but this coated chain is nice so it doesn't beat up your boat. Untie this here, and what we're going to do, we're going to prep everything so we can then run back here and throw the anchor in the water once we have our bow anchor out. So I'm going to set this in the corner, put this guy down here, and just go ahead and tie off my line. Here on the side, just go ahead and tie it off now. Give yourself plenty of road. You can always adjust it, but you want to have it tied off to the boat once you're ready to go and have it prepped, ready to roll. So we got that tied off there, not to get confused. Make sure you don't stub your toe on that. So now we're going to come up here to the helm. I got an area picked out, so I'm going to put the boat in gear. I had the engines trimmed up already a little bit. That's the nice part about the outboards when you're pulling up to the island. You can trim them up all the way pretty much beneath the bottom of the hull. So you want to have those trimmed way up just so they're skimming the surface and still have control. So we'll end up swinging the bow of the boat around here, and I got control here at the bow. It is nice to do this with two people, but for our purposes here, we'll just try and knock it out with just me. Got my bottom machine on here, so I always know what the depth is. It's coming up right now, 6 feet. We're here on the south end on one of the points. The nice part about some of the points here is you do get nice and deep water where you can back the boat all the way up and be close to shore. The disadvantage is when you got a lot of current, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Luckily, we're kind of at a slack tide here today. So I'm going to spin the boat around. Now I got my bow facing the way I want it. I already unclipped the anchor up in the bow, so we're going to go ahead and release it. This boat has a windlass. If you don't got the windlass, just chuck the anchor overboard. That's more of a two-person job, or just chuck it overboard and put the boat in reverse. So we get a little rode out, and now we're going to put it in reverse and back up towards the island. Probably going to need a little bit more rode out. May have been a little far from the island to start, but that's no problem. And just kind of peek and see what our anchor road is looking like. Okay, we're tight up there in the bow. See, I felt it. I just felt it come tight, and you can hear the road catch. So now I got to take my mic off, so I'm probably going swimming. Alright, so I quickly transitioned to the back of the boat. We're going to just toss the anchor overboard. I'm going to jump in and then just pull it towards water there. So I got my anchor rope here now. Sorry for the noise. And we're just going to pull it back towards the shore. Okay, we're back on board here. As I was pulling the anchor there, I swam it back into shore a little bit there, just pulling the anchor with my hands, pulling the boat tight. Sometimes when you're doing that, you may have to have the man on the boat let a little bit of anchor line out in the bow in order to be able to pull you close enough to shore. I like to be in about 3 foot of water or so you can get up and stand, but not so shallow that you're worried about your engines. That's one thing, is you always want to err on the side of caution. You never know what your neighbor's doing, but you can control yourself. So give yourself plenty of room out here when you're anchoring, and be respectful for the guy next to you. But as you can see, there's plenty of people out here today, and everybody's got a spot. As we got settled, I opened up the dive door here and set the dive ladder in on this 34 Edgewater. That's got a nice place to store over in the gunnel, so it's really easy. And that's just the nice and easy way to get in and out of the boat, a little easier than some of the transom ladders. So as we leave here, we got our anchor line out here in the back. That's nice and tight right now, keeping us tight from swinging into the guy next to us. But we'll pull this anchor line up here first, have the engines on. Once we get this anchor line up in the back, we'll go ahead and start pulling the anchor out to a little deeper water with the windlass on this boat, or just by hand when you have it up on the bow there. So we're gonna hang out here for a little bit and then go for a ride home.